Namaste friends, welcome to Vedic Astral Science. In today's video, we will continue our discussion on directions associated with Rashis or zodiac signs. In the previous video, we understood the concept of correlation between four directions, four elements and planets governed by four elements. Okay, here you can see I shared this chart with you also, okay, in the previous video. And here you can see on the bottom the directions represented by four elements and the group of Rashis. Okay, so let us move on to the next slide, friends. Let me change the slide. Okay, today we will discuss the application part of this concept of direction. Okay, I have highlighted the portion which you need to focus on. So we can apply this concept to answer the questions concerning direction of something. It can be direction of Bhagya Uday or rise of fortune, or it can simply mean meeting with destiny. Okay, it can be good or can be bad. For finding out the direction of a lost item or of a missing person, okay, for finding out the direction of your to be spouse or of the future workplace, okay, direction of incoming enemy troops in a war scenario, and for all other similar type of questions. We can also use this concept to predict the suitable direction for success of a native during a particular Dasha or Antardasha, okay, provided the success is promised in the natal chart. Now, why this promise is important? Because Bhagyodaya or rise of fortune may not ever happen to some people. Okay, so it is better to call Bhagyodaya as meeting with destiny. Okay, that will be more logical. So whether good fortune or bad fortune, that depends on the karma of the native. Now let us assume that the rise of fortune is promised in the birth chart. Okay, so how can we use this concept? Let me tell you. Take the Dasha Lord and predict the direction as per the sign occupied by the Dasha Lord. Okay. If someone is running Mercury Mahadasha and Mercury is placed in a earth sign, okay, then you can say that by going to the south direction, the native will find his rise of fortune. Or if it is not there, the promise of success is not there, then it can simply mean that by going towards the south direction, the native will simply meet his destiny. Okay friends, now please focus on the highlighted part, the note section just below the application part. Here you can see that the Dwar, Vahi and Garbh concept is used to ascertain the distance of something or someone, okay, the nearness or farness of something or someone. So this Dwar, Vahi, Garbh classification is done on the basis of three types of cardinalities, okay, Char, Sthir and Dvaita, or you can say energies, okay. So they determine the distance. And concept of elements or tatvas, or you can say matter, that is used for knowing the direction, okay, in which direction you need to go, right? So we can combine both of them to answer any kind of questions related to distance and direction. Okay friends, so we are done with the application part. And what I have listed here in the application part are only a few areas, okay, where you can apply this concept. And if you understand the concept properly, then you can make the list longer and longer, okay. So we can easily extend the scope of applying this concept in multifarious dimensions of predictive astrology. Now, before going to the predictive techniques, let me give you a reference from Phaladipika, authored by Pandit Gopesh Kumar Ojha sir in Hindi language. Okay, so let me share the slide, friends. Yes, this is one of the most popular versions of Phaladipika. Okay, and loved by many. Okay, those who can read Hindi can easily understand from the slide. And for those of you who cannot read Hindi, I have translated it in English also. Okay. Let us see what he has opined. He said that the need to mention the directions associated with Rashis is to find the direction in which rise of fortune is promised. Okay. The Rashis occupied by Karak planets or significator planets indicate the probable direction of Bhagya Uday. Okay. For example, if in a birth chart, ascendant lord, ninth lord, and tenth lord are occupying Scorpio sign, then rise of fortune should be predicted in the north direction. Why? Because Scorpio is a sign governed by water element, and water element represents north direction. Now, this information is not mentioned in the original slok, okay? Sage Mantreswar has only given four direction signified by all the Rashis, okay? So there is no clue for applying it or for predicting through it, okay? Pandit Gopesh Kumar Ojha sir has developed this technique from his own experience and understanding of the subject. And it is very logical when you understand the concept from both astrological and spiritual point of views. Let me explain you why. Okay, now we will see why the author has stressed upon ascendant lord, ninth lord and tenth lord for answering the question of destiny or fortune. Okay, now we will look into them one by one. So first of all, let us start with Lagna or Lagna Lord. So Lagna or Lagna Lord represents the native himself. Okay. The natural inclination or proclivity of the native is to follow the characteristics and directions signified by the Rashi rising in the Lagna or of the Rashi occupied by the Lagna Lord. And these inclinations remain with the native for entire life. Okay, now let us see how ninth house or ninth lord is connected. So they represent dharma, bhagya, fortune, destiny. Okay, the word Bhagyodaya or rise of fortune seems highly arbitrary. Rise of fortune may not be promised in every birth chart as we discussed before. Okay, so meeting with the destiny sounds more logical. Destiny can be good or bad. The Rashi in the ninth house and the Rashi occupied by the ninth lord stores all the information about direction in which the native can meet his or her destiny. Okay. One can also use ninth house and ninth lord to extract the information about previous birth or incarnation of the native. That is the direction of the place of the birth in previous incarnation. Okay. All right. Now let us look at what 10th house represents. 10th house or 10th lord shows karma or elevation, okay? Profession, recognition, and the Rashi in the 10th house and the Rashi occupied by the 10th lord stores the karmic vibrations of the native as per the karma or actions performed by him or her. Okay, that karma can be good or bad, and as per the goodness or badness of the karma, the native will be dragged by the forces of karmic laws towards the directions suitable for settling his or her karmic accounts. You can see in the next slide, friends. This is about direction for meeting destiny. Okay, ascendant and ascendant lord, they represent forces due to the inclination of the native. Okay, ninth house or ninth lord is the pulling force of destiny. Okay, the future pulls you towards a certain direction. Then 10th house or 10th lord, this is the pushing force of karmic laws. Okay, the consequences of your actions pushes you towards a certain direction, and the final direction should be predicted through the resultant force of the above three. Jyotish is all about karma and bhagya. Okay, when it comes to astrological delineation, ninth house and 10th house becomes focal points. Okay, and when the question is about the destiny of the native, ascendant will also become a focal point. So the author here has given an extremely beautiful, insightful, and you can say very authentic way to apply this concept, which is also very strong on the ground of astrological reasoning. Okay, friends, let us see a few techniques now. Please focus on the highlighted portion. There are two techniques. We can apply both the techniques in Prashna chart as well as in Natal chart. The first one is the technique we saw earlier in this video, okay, from Faladipika. So consider the Karak planet, okay, and the word Karak is very important here. The Karak or significator planets can be the house lords, okay, and can also be the Naisargic Karak or natural significator for a particular type of query. For example, if it is about wife, then Venus can be taken as Karak. If the question is about father, then sun can be taken as Karak. If it is mother, then moon can be taken as Karak, and so on. And as we discussed earlier, if the question is about rise of fortune or meeting with destiny, then check the Rasis occupied by ascendant lord, ninth lord, and 10th lord and predict in combination. Okay, or consider the Karak or significator planets, Rasis, and houses for a particular query. Okay, for example, if it is marriage, then we need to see Venus, okay, the seventh house and seventh lord, and predict from the Rasis occupied by these three. Okay, so the information revealed by this technique can be helpful to find out the direction from which the wife of the native may come, okay, for a male chart. And if it is a female chart, then along with the Rasis of 7th house and the Rasis occupied by the 7th lord, you have to look at Jupiter and Mars also, because for a female native, Jupiter or Mars both can represent husband. Okay, now let us see the second technique. Unlike the previous technique, here we don't take planets into consideration. So this is called blank chart reading. Okay, this is very simple technique and not very technical, but it is used extensively in Prashna Jyotish by many astrologers. Okay, so let us see the technique. So here it says don't consider any planet, only consider the Karak Rasis for a question. So let us assume that we are answering the question of the rise of fortune of the native, okay, or about the destiny of the native. Then we should take the direction represented by the sign in the Lagna, that is the Rasi rising or ascending. And because the element of the Lagna and ninth house is same for all the ascendant, we don't take ninth house, the Rasis of ninth house separately, okay? Because elements are same. They are going to represent same direction. And we should look at the Rasi occupied, the Rasi in the 10th house. Okay. So on the basis of these two parameter, we can predict. This can be used in the natal horoscope also. Okay. Particularly when you are not sure about the birth time. Okay. Alright friends, now let us go back to the example given by Pandit Gopesh Kumar Ojha sir. Okay, alright. So here in this example, ascendant lord, ninth lord and 10th lord all are posited in water sign, right, in sign Scorpio. So we easily concluded that the direction will be north, okay, because it is a water sign. But in reality, the case may not be so simple, right? So let us take an example chart and understand through it. Alright, this is a random Aries ascendant chart. Let us assume that we are answering a question regarding rise of fortune. Okay, so here we can see that the Lagna Lord Mars is in Pisces, which is a water sign. Okay, hence representing north direction. The ninth Lord Jupiter is occupying Taurus, which is an earth sign. Okay, and 10th Lord Saturn is in Aquarius, which is an air sign. So here we got three different planets representing three different directions, right? That is north, south, and west. So how should we come to the conclusion in this case? Let me show you in the next slide. Alright, please focus on the highlighted portion friends. There are two methods or techniques. The method 1 is very simple. Take the resultant direction signified by most of the Karak planets. Okay. So in our example, we got north, south and west direction. So if you take the resultant, then north and south will cancel each other out and only west will remain. So we can conclude that the native may meet his destiny or the rise of fortune may be in the west. Okay. Okay. Now if you find this method too much easy, then here is a complex one also. So let us see the method number 2. Okay. This method says calculate the strength, okay, planetary strength or Sadaval of the above two planets for Taurus, Virgo and Pisces ascendant. Well, if you ask why two planets for these three ascendants, because one planet will rule over any of the two houses among the ascendant ninth house and 10th house for these three ascendants. Okay, they are Taurus, Virgo and Pisces. Or of the three planets for other nine ascendants. Okay, and predict the directions signified by the strongest planet or planets among them. Or you can also do through the resultant direction method. Okay, if you find the second method difficult, you can use the first one. If you want to learn how to calculate Sadabal or planetary strength, strength of houses, or manual calculation of birth chart, okay, then all those are being covered in my mathematical astrology course. If you are interested, then you can join the course. The details about the course is available in my channel and as well as in my Facebook page, which is Vedic Astral Science 2.0. Okay. So this is all for today friends. We'll be back with another topic in classification of Rashi series very soon. Happy learning, stay fine, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.